welcome back to Digital Media Insiders. I'm Laura and we're sitting here with Tyler Cartner. And I had some questions about stunt actors and stuntmen and women and still having to be able to capture that sound. What kind of precautions do you take in order, what if it's a water scene, what if they're swimming or?
That's interesting. That's we keep sort of coming back to the battle between production sound and ADR. If someone's swimming, it's 99% of the time you're gonna end up using ADR because there's water noise. The lines that they're delivering are bouncing right off of the water, which gives it a very unusual quality. So if you have a mic, even if you have a boom mic above them, if they're not submersed in water or actually swimming, we do have waterproof wireless packs. But as soon as they go underwater, they're done. The radio frequency is absorbed by the water and it cuts out. So even though we have water resistant mics and we have waterproof packs, you can't actually swim unless you do something very different. Like you might be able to run a cable to them or a wire and hardwire it, but that's just not done. I think pretty much, you know that if you're going to have an actor in the water, it's going to be an ADR scene.
Right.
So, but as far as other stunts go, if it's an actor that's doing their own stunts, you just have to make sure, you have to be very clear working with the stunt coordinator and working with the director to know what it is they're going to do. Because I don't want to damage my equipment. I don't want to hurt them because a wireless pack is it's a metallic object, and if I put that, even if I use a neoprene belt pack to keep it secure in place, if I position that pack in the back, in the middle, that's right up against the spine. So if they're going to do a stunt where they have to roll, it can hit a vertebrae and really hurt them. So it's...
Where would you put it then?
It's important. You may not do it. Again, that might be an ADR thing, or it might be I take the neoprene pack and I put it toward the right side of the body because the left side of their body is the camera. And can we get away with that? And does that make sense to do it that way? And so you have to have these conversations, during the production to just see what's smart. Is it worth it to try and get the ADR? But a lot of times, you'll boom that if you can. So, but they might have a wide, super wide, and then you're out of luck with the boom. So,
what is like the worst situation for a sound engineer? Is it at the beach? Is it by an airport?
The beach isn't terrible. Wave action, depending on how wavy it is, can be a problem. The beach isn't terrible. It's noisy environments. Just like I had mentioned in another interview that airplanes, trains, being close to a freeway that has trucks, helicopters, lawnmowers, leaf blowers. I mean, I was on a shoot recently. It was in Beverly Hills, and it was unbelievable. We were close to an airport, so there were low-flying single-engine prop planes, which are worse, and then there was jets from LAX coming through in the pattern. A guy started up a leaf blower, and we had to go pay him $20 to shut down for 20 minutes while we get the interview. That stuff happens all the time, and it's challenging.
Wow. Okay, so lastly, for actors that are just starting out or they want to do their own projects for their demo reel or for self-promotion or they're making their own webisode, what are some inexpensive but good quality equipment that we can use so that sound isn't taken for granted?
Yeah, I think, as a sound mixer, I definitely think that sound is an extremely important part of it, but it's kind of known that you can get away with not so good video quality, but if your audio quality is terrible, even if your video is pristine, you can't get away with it. So if you're going to spend money in one place, honestly, you should spend it in the sound department. So no matter how small the project is. So that said, if you're an actor and you want something so you can just get your reels on camera, I would say to get a moderately priced boom microphone, so you can, and maybe a small boom pole and a light stand. And you can hang the boom up over you while you're doing a thing. You can hardwire into a little recorder, like the Zoom H4n, which is the kind of popular little mini recorder. I think they cost $200, $250 or something like that. It has 2 XLRs in. You can also buy wired lavalier microphones. You can find used ones on eBay or something like that. So you don't have to pay for the wireless. You don't need it unless you're doing a scene that involves a ton of movement. But short of that, sort of very confined, you're delivering dialogue to camera, you start getting into actually doing scenes for a film or something that's very cinematic. You know, really just invest in, if you don't have a large budget, find somebody in film school, you know, that's studying sound, that's interested in sound. Start looking at the local colleges and mine for those kind of talented young people.
Yeah, sounds so important.
Yeah.
Well, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the films that you're producing.
Okay.
All right.